I had planned to reuse the original bedsides, cross seals, and wheel wells on a patina build. I had spent some time blasting and working on the parts, but eventually decided to use new parts for a more extensive build with new paint. Once the plan had changed to a more thorough restoration, the original bedsides and cross seals were sold and new replacement parts were purchased. As I tested the fit of the cross seals, I found that a bit of modification was necessary to get them to fit as desired. The only original parts retained were the front bed panel and tailgate. As I began assembling the bed, I decided to make some boards to give each corner of the bed a bit more rigidity and to raise the bed sides off the cross seals the 3/4 of an inch thickness of the bed floor. In this photo, you can see the boards installed. The boards help hold the bed square. I also built a table on which to set the bed while working on it. The holes in the back of the bed were also welded shut to remove the traces of the chain mounting location. The original chain latches were removed to make way for a cleaner look and to help protect the new paint from the swinging chains. Tailgate retaining arms were adapted to fit the bed and tailgate. I debated about welding up this seam to make for a smoother bedside, but I decided the original look was fine. This seam was given a coat of seam sealer before painting to reduce any chance of rust between the two metal layers. After test fitting the tailgate, I did not like the gaps between the tailgate and bedsides. The bedsides were moved in slightly to get the gap as desired. All of the original stake pockets were removed. Patches were made from flat steel and welded in. If you look closely at this photo, you will see that the top of the bed is angled downward. This defect also received the necessary attention needed. I decided to replace the original bed floor with a custom bed floor from Smoky Road Rod Shop. The floor is made of aircraft extruded aluminum. The size of the bed floor pieces was different from the dimensions of the original bed floor. Therefore, all new mounting holes needed to be located and drilled in the front bed panel, cross sills, and rear cross sill. A lot of time was spent measuring and remeasuring to make sure the hole locations were as needed. The bed eventually took a ride to the body shop for a first round of bodywork. Imperfections received general repairs, and then the bed was sealed. The C10 then returned home for some more work. About this time, I had some surgery done on my inner ear. I spent 5 days in the hospital after surgery. For many months, medical issues, mainly related to vertigo and balance, did not allow me to work on the truck. After I reached the point where I could at least do some light work, my wife helped out by doing some small jobs that I was not yet able to do. Here she is helping install the bed support braces on the truck. And yes, that is the look she normally gives me. Back to drilling many more holes for the bed floor. This photo shows some leftover planks from our patio that I used to work from while drilling holes in the cross sills. Insulator pads were installed between the cross sills and the frame to cut down on any squeaks. After the pads were installed, I found the body lines of the bed and cab were mismatched approximately 1/8 of an inch. So the cab was raised and a small spacer was inserted in the cab bushings to correct the mismatch. Another modification I made was to the front bed panel bolts. I did not care for the way the original bolts looked, so I decided to trim the bolts slightly and use acorn nuts for a better look. After testing the fit of the new floor panels, I found them to be plenty solid, but I decided to make another brace from the old cross sill and add some additional strength, even though I doubt anything will ever be hauled in the truck. The rear cross sill was drilled with mounting holes for a brake backup light. Rib nuts were pressed into place for the mounting screws.